and welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. You know, we go to Uncle Sam for help that we need in our lives. The problem we're finding out, especially as we grow older, a lot of times we're not getting that help. You wonder why? Well, perhaps we don't have the right people in the right jobs. Today I have with me Congressman Bradley Byrne, 1st Congressional District.
Hi.
You're now sitting in the U.S. House of Representatives.
Hi.
By the way, doing an outstanding job. I look at your record.
Thank you.
And you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're representing us well. Next step for you is U.S. Senate.
Right, that would be next year. The election would be in 2020.
In 2020.
Right.
And of course, we want to have people be able to learn about you early on. As you know, I've supported you in your other endeavors.
Right,
We'll
right,
just call them that if you want.
Right.
But basically right now, we talked last time about the fact that there's a lot of disconnects
Right.
on a national basis.
Yes.
But yet, we have to still address things like health care
Yes.
and the seniors.
Right.
You are on the Armed Force on Services Committee,
Right.
and how is that going?
Much better.
Good.
When I first was on the committee in January of 2014, over the course of the next year, Russia invaded Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
ISIS conquered the eastern half of Syria, the western half of Iraq. China started building these hardened objects out in the South China Sea and claiming all of that as Chinese territory. And little rocket man was shooting off missiles every month or every couple of weeks. And so a lot of that's gone away. You know, we've basically taken away what ISIS conquered in the Middle East. And little rocket man's not shooting off rockets like he used to.
Nope.
And we're beginning to push back against Russia in a way that makes sense. So we're making the right decisions there, but we're also investing correctly in the military. We're putting more money into it. So I feel like we're in a good spot. Now, we've got a long way to go because our adversaries are ramping up pretty dramatically. But
They don't stop.
They don't ever stop. And
no.
they don't have, they don't have to worry about things like democracy.
No.
They
no.
they want it, they just press
They
the
do
button
it.
and make
Absolutely.
it happen. And they make their people work for next to nothing. But I think we're doing things the right way now. I'm very encouraged by what's happening. We've taken away the caliphate from ISIS. We're doing the right thing in the South China Sea. We're pushing back against Russia. I just think we're in a much better spot. And if we'll keep investing and keep having good leadership, as I'm sure we will under President Trump, I think we're in a good position.
And of course, in the state of Alabama, we're blessed with a lot of good military facilities.
Yeah, you start in Huntsville, you have Redstone, which is huge. You have the Anniston Army Depot in Anniston, Maxwell here in Montgomery, Fort Rucker down the road in Ozark, and we have a big Navy shipbuilding facility in Mobile where we're making the Littoral Combat Ship and the EPF. Between that shipyard and the one in Pascagoula, an hour away, we're making 80% of the surface fleet of the Navy.
Wow.
So that's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Yeah.
Of course, coming along with the military is going to be the fact that they sometimes get out of the service or retire. They become veterans.
Yes.
We've got a ton of veterans in this state.
And we've done a very poor job of taking care of our veterans. I'm very unhappy with a lot of what I've seen. Now, there have been recently some improvements.
Yeah, you just had one in Mobile, didn't you?
Huge one. We
just say it's fabulous.
opened up a brand new outpatient clinic.
Nice.
The veterans love it. They're
Good.
getting much better services there. But I still get these horror stories about people that have appeals that have been pending for years. And people who need health care are not getting them. I heard recently about some further concerns about problems in the Montgomery area, for example. But, we have a solemn obligation to our veterans, a solemn obligation. And I'm not going to rest until we make sure we're doing right by every veteran that deserves our services and our help.
Well, that's great. It's the way to. Now, also in your background, you were very active in education.
Yes.
So you know what's happening in that arena.
Right.
On a national basis, you serve on the Committee for
Right.
Education and Jobs.
Right.
And how do you see that flowing moving forward? If you could wave the magic wand.
Give me the magic
Let me
wand.
give you the magic wand.
Well, what I've been advocating is that we take all this federal workforce development programs, and there are 46 of them, spread out across 8 departments and agencies. Let's consolidate them into a couple under one agency, and then let's make sure we distribute this federal money out to the people who are actually providing the education that people need for jobs.
Yes.
No middlemen, just straight to it. And let those people, mainly local and state officials, let them make the right decisions. They'll make the right decisions. If that happened in Alabama, there would be a dramatic uptick in what we could do.
Okay. Well, moving forward, if there's anything we can do from our end, you let us know. We're going to have you come back, of
Yeah.
course, because it's early on in the race, but we have to make sure that, as you well know in government, there's no 2 days that are alike.
That's right.
So if anything's coming up, we always need to get your view on it, because you will be, as the senator, representing all the people of the state of Alabama.
All the people. That's exactly right.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations
Thank you.
on making the jump.
Thank you.
And just remember this, it's bradleyburn.com.
BYRNE.
BYRNE, and we're
Right.
gonna have it on there. We're
Good,
gonna super
okay.
it on there, so
Good.
we don't have to worry about it. Very simple to get a hold of him. He will respond. What a surprise, huh? He will respond. So, and we'll be right back after this.